Hello, welcome back to Access at E3. I'm Rob, this is Hollie.
Hi.
And, Hollie, I have seen a presentation for Monster Hunter World. You're really excited about Monster Hunter World. Together, we make a dynamic duo of Monster Hunter World videoing brilliance, I hope.
That was one of the best intros you've ever done.
Good. Because you're going to enjoy the rest of this video.
Yeah, we should probably caveat this. That
neither of us are really au fait with Monster Hunter.
No, we're not actually. For as much as we play and love, us two especially, Japanese gaming, neither of us have actually really played Monster Hunter.
But that is going to change.
Oh, yes.
And I think if you're watching this video and like us, you've not played much Monster Hunter before, you're going to want to play Monster Hunter World. When it came on at the showcase, I was like, what is this game? It looks mad and brilliant, and there's a massive sword and dinosaurs, and
ticking all the boxes.
Green and lovely, and I want to play this. And then Monster Hunter came on, and I was like,
because like I'm not stupid. Like I've heard of Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter's massive.
I know all about it, but I've just never played it myself.
I mean, the fact it's coming to PlayStation 4 now, it's back on PlayStation after quite a long hiatus. And it's back now, and it's going to be massive. Anyway, I'm going to take you through what I saw.
Okay.
Behind closed doors at E3.
Ready.
So you will remember, I think in the presentation, your character was fighting a massive T-Rex style monster with big flaring nostrils that were up like that, and
that's what Nathan does when he's angry.
So basically, we got to see a live gameplay demo of that quest played out. From start to finish,
So not because we saw a quite choppy presentation. So this you saw the whole thing.
Yes. Ooh. So you start off in your little base, and you get given the quest to hunt down this monster, and you're told, "Oh, be careful of this monster." It's sent a few hunters back in bad shape, and to which you're like, "Oh, well, obviously, I'm gonna kick its ass then." So you have to start out by tracking the monster down, and you have these things called scout flies.
Oh, that's what the things were.
Which little glowy flies that fly off ahead of you, and they look for, in this case, the mucus that the monster has left behind. It leaves like a snotty residue, I'm guessing, from its big flary nostril things. It basically sneezes on trees, and you have to track it to its lair.
So it's got hay fever.
I guess it's allergic to all the pollen. It's a really lush green world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you track down, the scout flies track down the snot successfully.
Right.
And you first of all, let me just talk about the world, because it's very... They did the classic PR line of living, breathing ecosystem, and I love that.
That's up there with verticality for me.
Yeah, you've probably heard living, breathing ecosystem a million times before, but it was a living, breathing ecosystem. They were like herbivore dinosaur things.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to call them dinosaurs or monsters. Let's call them monsters because it's Monster Hunter.
Yeah. Otherwise, the comments going to be all like, Rob.
Yeah. Herbivorous dinosaurs were grazing on these plants, and all of a sudden, this massive iguana-like thing came along and just ate one of them like a snake. It opened its mouth, it kind of dislocated its jaw and just sucked this massive thing inside it, and it's kind of, its stomach contract like when a snake swallows a deer, and it kind of eats it whole. And you could see this other monster inside this thing's gut, and it just kind of waddled off with this thing just hanging in its gut. And I'm just standing there like, oh, our character's standing there like, oh,
what?
I'm glad that didn't eat me. And anyway, so you follow this thing, and you find the mucus for the monster you are hunting, and you manage to track it down to its lair, and it's there sleeping in its nest, and then the fight begins.
Right.
Now, there are lots of, one of the cool things about the presentation was, I think they did quite a few presentations, obviously throughout the day, for loads of people who wanted to see the game. The fight never panned out the same way. So it wasn't like a scripted piece of, typically at E3 you'll get developers showing scripted pieces of gameplay that they can control. They can control how it looks, they can control what happens, so they make sure it looks as nice as possible.
Yeah.
Definitely with Monster Hunter, you got the feeling that the gameplay demo did not go to plan. I don't think, I think every time it was completely different. So we start the fight against this thing.
Yeah.
We wake it up, and there are a bunch of like environmental things you can do, like there are vines holding massive boulders up on some bits that you can shoot down or cut down. They'll fall on top of it. You can get up above the monster, jump onto its back, and do a rodeo attack, which is where you're basically on the back and you have to mash triangle. You have to try and stay on the back of it, and you can go to its tail, you can go to its head, and just there hammering away with it, and eventually it kind of bucks you off and starts chasing you again. It's a really hectic fight. And it lasted for ages.
Really?
And one of the cool things you can do is you can hack bits off the monster as well. So
Of course you can.
we eventually managed to get it trapped in some vines and hacked off its tail,
What?
which you can then scavenge for resources and craft things later on,
Oh my
which is,
God.
and it's just,
Love a bit of crafting.
yeah, and it was just amazing. He was fighting this thing maybe for 30 minutes. And the cool thing about it is traditionally you'll get a fight like this in a big old boss arena. Just
Yeah.
it'll be a clearing, it'll be a circle.
A self-contained zone.
This fight against this thing must have taken place across half a mile of world. You just kept on, we kept on running away from the monster, and it kept on chasing us through loads of different scenery, through loads of different, and all the way through there were other animals. We saw the bloody massive iguana who'd swallowed the herbivorous dinosaur. He was getting out of the way. Also, I should mention that thing that ate the thing,
Yeah.
it went back to its nest. It had little babies, and it regurgitated a load of its meal onto the floor, and
That's
its babies all started
disgusting.
eating it. And we took the monster we were hunting back to that nest, and all the little babies started jumping on the back of the monster we were hunting, like the velociraptors at the end of Jurassic Park with the T-Rex, jumping onto its back,
I'm actually-
having a go at it.
I'm massively scared of dinosaurs.
Oh, you're going to
I
love
can't-
this then.
Like, I can't watch Jurassic Park.
This is we've. Let's not go into this now. This is a strange phobia you have, Hollie.
It is.
Considering you will never in your life encounter a real dinosaur, to be afraid of dinosaurs,
I know.
it's mad.
I know.
But these aren't dinosaurs, Hollie.
No, they're monsters.
They're monsters.
They're monsters.
Just monsters, not dinosaurs.
No, they're just big
They're
reptile
lizards.
monsters.
Yeah. Very much like dinosaurs. So anyway, we're getting distracted as we always stop getting distracted.
Sorry.
So
Back in the room.
the fight continues, and we kind of eventually we find ourselves in what looks like a massive nest.
Oh my God.
And we're quite high up in some trees now, and this thing is still chasing us. It kind of like, the way it moves as well, it's not like it doesn't, it's a T-Rex type thing.
Yeah,
But it was kind of like hunching down, crawling through narrow gaps, scrabbling to get after us. The way it could move was really quite terrifying, especially if you don't like dinosaurs.
But I like the idea that it doesn't have, you know, when you sometimes pull enemies in mainly any other kind of
Yeah.
action or RPG, there's sort of a limit to how far they'll chase you before
Yeah.
they just go, oh, all right then,
This
and
thing,
sort of turn back.
This thing doesn't have any limits. There was a time where our character snuck through some vines, like a tight corridor area, and you're thinking, oh, we got away from it now. No, it just pokes its head
Just
through and roots its way through the vines. So the environment's very destructible as well.
It's insane.
And anyway, we found ourselves in this nest type area, and we're fighting this T-Rex style thing. I think it's
Still
called an
fighting.
Angananth. I'm not 100% sure that's what it's called. I may be remembering it wrong, but I'm going to call it an Angananth from now.
Thank you.
And down came whatever lived in this nest, a massive dragon-like creature, I think called a Raphalos or something, breathing fire on the Angananth. And all of a sudden, our fight was just won for us.
And you're just like,
And I think what was supposed to happen was that the Raphalos just kills the Angananth, but that didn't happen. It kind of knocked into it, and the Angananth fell off the nest and fell down the tree, like miles down. And you could tell the guy doing the presentation was like, oh, okay.
That's new.
So then we
Okay.
had to kind of jump down the tree, and also you don't take any damage, it didn't look like, from falling. So you can just jump off high things
oh, I
and
love all
fly
that.
all
Just
the
let
way
me
down.
explore. Like, don't put the limits
Yeah.
on me exploring. Like,
So we plummeted down after this thing, finished it off with a few bashes to the head, and the fight was won. But it was so impressive, just the scale of this battle, how long it took. It was such an exciting fight. Everything was constantly changing. We were jumping on its back, we were pinning it to the floor with
So
vines,
excited.
we were smashing its head with rocks, it was chasing us through tunnels, up into trees. It just looks mad, and the world looks huge as well. We got to see the world map was pulled up when they were trying to locate the
love
monster.
a world map.
We were in the bottom corner, and this map just went stretched for miles. And
oh my God.
we've never played Monster Hunter before, Hollie, but that's
No.
going to be changing with this. It looks
no.
so good.
This is definitely my chance to jump in. I can't. I've got a couple of friends who are really into it. Lovely Arex Gaming, big Monster Hunter
Oh, I
fan.
do love Arex.
Yeah. Now he was telling me all about it, and every time he talks about it, I'm like, I've missed a trick here. Like, I should be playing Monster Hunter. And
Yeah.
now I can.
You can,
can.
and you should. But there we go. There's a Monster Hunter World. Why it's going to eat your life. much like the massive iguana things ate that
That's disgusting.
herbivore,
That's
poor
gross.
herbivore monster.
That's gross.
Let us know what you think of Monster Hunter World in the comments. If you're excited for it, you should be. And please stay with us because we have absolutely loads more coming up still from E3.